So yes, moving on to Halo. Just for a little background, I actually only watched the first 2 episodes of the first season when it first came out, and then I stopped. So this past week, I went back and watched all of the first season, and then also caught up on season 2. And now I have to wait, which kind of sucks, but wait along with you. So Halo season 2, I think, is much better than season 1. I thought season 1 wasn't that great. There were a lot of things I didn't like about it, but season 2's off to a good start, a better start at least.
Let me ask you this. How should we do? Did we summarize, or should we give our thoughts real quick on season 1, or do season 2 and then reflect back on season 1?
Yeah, let's talk about season 1 because we'll probably be comparing it. I think
it's a little more fresh in your mind. So give me your thoughts of season 1 and rating overall of season 1.
That's tough, rating season 1. So let's start with what I liked about season 1. I liked Cortana. I thought Cortana was one of the few things that made me feel like, oh yes, this is Halo. Okay, I guess the voice being the same and her character being pretty similar.
She wasn't purple though.
She wasn't purple, but I mean, she does look different in every game, so that didn't really matter to me as much. We'll probably talk about the season 2 Cortana too, because she does look different in that. I liked some of the fights. Some of the fights were interesting and fun. There just wasn't that many of them that I really cared about. When I watch a Halo show, I want to see Spartans versus the Covenant. We got that, in 2 episodes? So some of those were good.
One, in the middle of the season where on that desert planet, right? That was when the brute fell down.
Oh, yeah. So I guess there were 3.
That was a pretty cool fight, I thought.
Yeah, that was.
That war battle. But, the other issue, too, with season 1 is, sometimes he would fight without his helmet, and it would make me so mad.
Yeah, they just keep taking off their helmets in the dumbest times.
I'm fine with him not having a helmet on, but not, during battle.
And the one that really annoyed me was in season 1. Oh, what's her name? Kai. Kai gets onto the ship with Halsey in the middle of a giant battle and just takes off her helmet. When she's trying to take Halsey in, just leave your helmet on. And then she gets hit in the head.
So far in season 2, they fixed that issue.
Yeah.
They have not taken their helmet off once in when they go out in armor.
Yeah, that's true. So some of my biggest problems with season 1.
Yes.
Go for it.
Let me guess. What's her name?
Quan, number 1. Most useless, annoying character I've ever seen. Oh, I did not like any of her scenes.
Yeah, not one. I agree. That whole episode of just her, I literally fast forwarded it through so much. I'm not joking.
I sat through it and I was so mad the entire time.
I'm proud of you.
It's tough.
It's so pointless.
Yeah, and what sucks is the episode before had her not in it at all, and I was like, oh, this is better. And then it's an entire Quan episode.
They pulled a Walking Dead where they do an episode of character you don't give a crap about after a decent episode.
Yeah. So Quan is 1. 2, Master Chief. He doesn't seem like Master Chief to me. The only time he seemed like Master Chief was when Cortana was controlling him. And then it was okay, this is how Master Chief's supposed to be. He even moved more like Master Chief, it felt like. So it just didn't always feel like Halo. It felt like a Halo fan fiction with a really high production value. There were times where I thought Halsey was good. There were other times it was whatever. Some of the changes, Miranda being Halsey's daughter, is weird. Don't know why they do that. And just I don't know.
Why did they do that? It's such an unnecessary.
Yeah, no idea.
How did you feel about the what was the girl's name with the Covenant?
McKee.
What's her name? So how do you feel about McKee and Chief? Because to me, Chief would never fall for that or fall for a connection like that. That whole thing was weird to me. It did not seem Master Chiefy or John.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. I think they did an okay job trying to explain it, in universe, the Forerunner thing, kind of connected them. But it did not feel like Master Chief.
I wasn't a fan, and it's not that I even hated what's her name, McKee.
McKee, yeah.
I didn't even necessarily hate her. I just hated what they're doing with her and John.
The love interest thing I was not expecting and not the hugest fan of, no.
Well, even I read that the actor said that they should not have put that sex scene in season 1 with her.
Yeah.
He's that should not have been in there. So I think, and did you know season 1 and 2, it was a totally different new showrunner?
It feels like it, yeah. I kind of just assumed that because it feels totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different showrunner, so they're definitely, I think, adjusting the show a little bit.
That's good.
Because, season 1, didn't it end with, they didn't know if it was Chief still in there or Cortana, and then they just dropped that.
Yeah, that was the whole cliffhanger, and it was really jarring going right from the end of season 1 into season 2. I was like, wait, I was trying to figure out, wait, is this Chief? Is this Cortana? What's going on? Like, they didn't really ever explain it until...
That's totally the new showrunners, like, saying, screw that storyline.
Yeah.
So overall, what would you rate season 1 out of 10?
Overall, a 3 or a 4, probably. Like, some good scenes, but overall, not that great of a show. And I also realize that I'm pretty biased because I've read a bunch of the books. We've played all of the games, and so it was hard for me to like take my mind out of the Halo canon. I kept being like, wait, that's not right. But I'm trying to get better about that. But even then, I would probably say a 4. Like, it was below average.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I said like a 3 or a 4. Maybe on a good day, if I was never seen anything Halo, maybe I would give it a 5. Like, oh, this is a decent watch.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was complaining about it to my wife, and I'm like, if this was not a Halo show, I might like this a lot more. But like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, still though, not even like that much more.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I agree with everything you said. Was there any other thing in season 1 you wanted to point out?
One thing I'll say, I did like the actor who played Keyes. I thought he did a pretty good job. The character is different, it feels like, a little bit. And obviously him having a relationship with Halsey, it just makes that dynamic different. But I thought he did a good job. Like, some of the actors did a good job with what they were given, not Quan. But it's hard to separate what she was given with what she did. So, like, that character is just so useless. But yeah, some of the actors did a pretty good job. The Spartans seem cool. I'm excited to learn more about Silver Team.
Wasn't he on Blue Team in the game?
Yeah, I don't think he was Silver Team.
See, I don't get why it changes like that, though. I don't understand. But
I don't know.
So now season 2.
Season 2, yes.
I guess we'll clump up the 3 episodes.
Yeah, we can give our scores for each of them and then review them. Okay. So episode 1, you go ahead and give your score first on this one.
Okay. Episode 1, going from season 1 to episode 1, I thought it was definitely an improvement. The story is more interesting. It feels more contained. There's some characters that are in it that I'm okay with, or that's in it less that I'm okay with. And it just felt more tight. And the first 15 minutes of the first episode was awesome. Like, that's the kind of Halo show I want. So I would probably give this one, I don't know, I actually enjoyed this one. I'd probably say like a 6.
Yep, that's what I gave episode 1. I thought this was a good start. It's going to be hard because I feel like I might inflate my scores a little more because of how bad season 1 was. But yeah, I gave it a 6. I thought it was, slightly above average. It was just so much better. It was like a breath of fresh air. I thought some of the new characters introduced were interesting, and some of the storylines they dropped made it better. There were some cool cinematic shots, and it was a much better episode.
I agree. Episode 2
for me, I thought it was a little weaker. There were some things in this episode that I was just like, why? I still thought it was solid, though. I think what they're doing with some of the characters was still good, really opening up and showing their intentions, and there's a lot of like cloak and dagger stuff happening behind the scenes. So I thought this was like a 5, an average episode. It was decent in some things. Other things, it's just silly. But overall, I think it balanced out to like a 5.
I actually 100% agree. A 5. I agree with everything what you said. I was going to say 5. I think it was a little weaker, not to the level of episode 1, but not bad. Episode 3, I thought for me, picked back up. I would probably just give it the same as episode 1, a 6. I thought it was just as good for different reasons, and it was better than the second episode and kind of went a little bit back on track, and it ended decent to where I'm kind of curious what the next episode's going to be, and I have a couple theories, and I hope one of them's wrong. But yeah, I think this one was a little better. I'd give this episode 3 a 6 out of 10, a little above average.
Yeah, I'm similar. I was between a 6 and a 7. I went with a 7 on this one. I think I like this one a little bit more than the first episode. Not as much action. I thought the action was better in episode 1, but I thought, again, like the character stuff in this one was really good. And then like the build up to what's coming next has also gotten me really excited. Still some annoying parts of this episode, but we'll get into that in the spoilers where I complain. But
there's a storyline or two I do not care about. But...
yeah, for sure. I was between a 6 and a 7. I'll stick with a 7. I thought this was a good episode.
Okay, sweet. Well, let's get into spoilers.
Yes. Spoiler alert for Halo Season 2.
Okay. I guess we could just clump these 3 episodes together because
Yeah.
I mean, it's to go over if we do one by one.
One thing, let me just start by saying I got so excited when there was that line where they said that they had lost Madrigal. I was like, please let that mean Kwan's not in this. And then she ends up back in the end of the episode.
Wow. I was watching this the first episode. I'm like, oh, Kwan's not in it. God, they're really trying something new. And then they just had to drop her in last second.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, and I could tell the showrunners are trying so hard to get us to like her.
Yeah.
You know, she's killing all the people and kind of being cool and killing the people we hate. Right? Like they're trying to like make us like her. I feel like.
They are, but they're also still doing the stupid stuff where she just gets angry and yells and like she's mean to the kid.
Yeah,
and
she
it's
got
still
mad at the kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It's a kid.
I was really annoyed by that. It brought back all the feelings of season 1, like, the stupid character.
And again, I'm not saying they're succeeding in trying to make us
yeah, that's fair.
I'm just saying, I can tell they're like, they're trying to make her cool, like, yeah, I killed them all, we saved you. I don't like any of that storyline, by the way, on that planet, ship, whatever they're on.
The asteroid belt thing, yeah, the rubble.
I don't care about the mom. I don't care about the kid. And why couldn't she have brought the kid with her? Why did she ship the kid off alone?
Yeah, I don't get that. Whatever.
Couldn't she have just brought the kid like, hey, stay right here. I'm gonna go
hide him away.
Yeah, and then we'll get your mom and we'll all be together. Instead of shipping him off by himself.
Yeah, that was silly.
But, that whole storyline, I don't like. And this is my fear. So episode 3 ended with that explosion, which has to be the start of the fall of Reach, right?
I agree.
It's not family gonna explode like a bomb or anything.
Yeah.
Well, my fear is the next episode, it's going to focus on Kwan and them because they're trying to get to Reach.
Don't say that.
Her husband, right? Her husband's got taken.
Soren's there.
And so that storyline needs to catch up.
Oh, I hope not.
And I am very worried that the next episode will be solely focused on them and we won't even see.
No,
I hope I'm wrong.
I didn't even think of that because I just don't want to think of that.
I hope I'm wrong, man. I just feeling that storyline has to catch up to the current of Master Chief and them. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm thinking this show has made me think of the worst. So
yeah, I mean that's fair. So for
what's some things you liked or disliked?
I liked, episode 1 had amazing action, like the fight in the fog with the Covenant and Master Chief was so good, so atmospheric. Yeah, I feel like they're using Halo music better in season 2.
Even the intro, right? The intro had Halo music.
One character I really like is Ackerson. I feel like, I mean, I also kind of hate him because he's the actor. Yeah, the actor's really good at making you like, he's almost like an antagonist to the Chief. It's
funny you say that because the actor, I love the actor. He's in, you never watched it, but Vampire Diaries. He plays like the very first vampire.
Okay.
But he plays the exact same character, whereas he is a dick. He is a bad guy, but he shows moments of like, you kind of feel for him and you kind of understand what he's saying. It's the same exact character in this show, and he does so good at that.
I see why they cast him then. Yeah, he does really well at that. Throughout the first 3 episodes, at first he's kind of just like antagonistic towards the Chief and kind of gaslighting him and making him feel like he's crazy, that he thinks the Covenant are on Reach, even though he knows that the Covenant are on Reach. But his talk with Keyes, where, I mean, at the end, Keyes tells him to go F himself. That was a great line.
That was great.
But his talk about, we're gonna lose this. There's no question about that. We just have to lose it in the best way. Where we
ran all the calculations.
Yeah.
And I Keyes, he wants to stay and fight, right?
Yep. And I thought that put his character in a completely different light of like, he knows what's going on. He's trying to do the best he can,
Let me tell you this, on the flip side, a really stupid decision, or maybe it's the writing, is if you know all this is coming, why are you sitting your best team, the Silver Team, and benching them during this?
Yeah, I think the reason...
why are you sitting Chief in them? Why?
I think the only reason is because he absolutely does not want it to come out that the Covenant's on Reach, and he's worried about something Chief will do because Chief is fighting so hard to prove that.
What's the point? So what's the team that they sent out that Chief was looking at? What team was that? Cobalt or
Cobalt?
What was it?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So what was the point of sending them out?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because they could have just sent out some soldiers and they would have found out. Why do you send out Spartans?
Maybe before that time, he didn't fully know that the Covenant were on Reach, because it seems like he actually believed it when he was running those simulations with Cortana.
Wouldn't you still send out the soldiers as the guinea pigs? Because if you ran the calculations, if you know they're on Reach, then why are you going to pretty much sacrifice Spartans?
Yeah, unless he's already. So here's
Unless
another.
there's something we don't know yet.
Yeah, either we could not know, or he knows that they're not going to make it off. Like, well, the Covenant are here, so they're going to die anyways. I don't know.
The only other thing I was thinking is maybe he hates these Spartans because they were what's-her-face's creations, and he wants to like make his own Spartans.
Yeah, I think that's a very possible future storyline that he's going to be involved with either the Spartan 3s or Spartan 4s. Yeah.
Yeah, right, because Halsey made these ones or whatever, so he's like, I don't like it.
That could be.
Yeah, and then the other scenes Zach was saying when he's with his dad.
Oh, those scenes. Those were really good scenes. Yeah, that scene with the few scenes with his dad really hit home for me. And yeah they were very emotional. And I thought he did a great job in those scenes. And even talking about it to Keys, like you could just feel that like he is sacrificing some pretty big things in his life.
He has some skin in the game. Yeah, like that actor, I'm telling you, that actor does a good job in hating him, but making you feel for him.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he's going to be typecast into that role forever. How do you feel about, what is it, Kai this season?
It's interesting because at first I didn't like Kai very much. And then when she was like sticking with Master Chief, I was like, okay, I like her a little more. But now she's just kind of like, it seems like she's always questioning whatever's going on. I don't know. It just seems like she was.
Doesn't seem like a 180 to how it was.
Yeah, she was on Chief's side and now she's questioning him. And yeah, I don't know.
I get like, he says he saw Maku or whatever her name is.
McKee,
and she thinks McKee. But like Master Chief has been right about so many things since last season and a half, and you're questioning him.
I didn't really like that.
Maybe it's one of those things where like if we would have saw like is this Master Chief or is this Cortana, we would understand her side more. Like she doesn't trust that he's fully there. But maybe it's because we didn't see that. Maybe it's because they dropped that storyline.
Yeah, that could be.
But yeah, she's kind of. I mean, I'm not saying I hate her, but she's like her character's been on my lower side this season.
I think. Actually, I'm more interested in what Riz is going through now than Kai. Like, it seems like it's Riz's turn, and her body's failing her. That's really interesting for a Spartan. And having Lewis...
She just wants a normal life, kind of, now. They're all going to die, right? Or maybe one will survive, but Chief... the end goal, I think, of the season is they're going to get to the Halo ring.
Yeah.
The Chief's not going to Spartans with him there, right?
I kind of expect them to not make it off reach. Just Master Chief, probably.
There's no way. I mean, if they could change a lot of things, but you cannot have Master Chief be on the first Halo ring with multiple Spartans.
I agree.
What I'm hoping is this season is a course correction, and season 3 we get to then it's going to feel like Halo.
Yeah.
Where he's on the ring with some soldiers, right? Like that. I'm hoping this is the Fall of Reach, which I actually don't think the season's going to end with the Fall of Reach. There's 8 episodes, and I think the Fall of Reach is maybe not this episode, but the next one, and there's still going to be like 2 episodes left. So what do you think is going to be a storyline after the Fall of Reach? Because I think that's not going to be the finale.
Yeah, so...
Do you think it's going to be getting to the Halo ring?
I think so, yeah. I think we'll probably get to the Halo ring in the last episode or so.
And I'll have to wait another 2 years.
Yeah, seems to be what it's leading to.
That would, like, if they could get Master Chief on the Halo ring, find some soldiers in there, and have it just be Chief with some soldiers, like kind of like a band. I know you didn't see it, but like kind of like a band of brothers, where it's just you're on a new ring or new area, Covenant soldiers, get the banter, the hoorah, and just have Chief, be his more stoic.
Just him and Cortana.
So I will say that the actor who plays Chief, he feels a little more Chief-like this season.
A little bit, yeah.
Even especially when he has the helmet on, he's a lot more
like
what's
stoic.
The word I'm looking for? Yeah, stoic. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are some dislikes? So you liked Ackerson.
There's a few more things I liked. I thought the scene with Master Chief at the dinner was actually a pretty funny and well done scene. When the guy was like, "Hey, what's your KDR?" It's like, I don't keep score.
I thought that was a little funny.
And I'm liking Perez, and I think that scene where she finally is like, "Oh, you mean that woman?" And Master Chief's like, "Oh, I'm not crazy. I did actually see her." That was a cool little reveal. Mm-hmm. Oh, and also that talk between Halsey and Ackerman where she reveals that Julia was in the Spartan program, and that's what happened to her, is after seeing his sister as the clone and dying over and over, like realizing that's literally what happened, is she was replaced by a clone who died like that, and like seeing his reaction to that, I thought that was all really well done. That was one of that and the keys scene was why I bumped episode 3 up to a 7, because I thought those were really cool.
I will say that reveal where she said, "Oh, that girl," that would have been more impactful if we didn't see her with the elites at the beginning of the episode. or maybe it was episode 2.
The end of McKee. Yeah, I see what you mean.
We saw McKee, open up that door. If we wouldn't have saw her, then I still would have been like, is she alive? But like we saw her without Chief there, so like we kind of knew she was, right?
Yeah, that's true. It definitely would have been more impactful with that. That would have been a really cool scene.
I like that scene too, though.
Yeah. As for my dislikes, the Rubble, Quan, Master Chief still not totally being Master Chief. It is better. There's still some scenes where he's...
Well, still not.
Yeah.
Still not Master Chief, but...
I do like Soren as a character. It's just, it's all been on Madrigal and Rubble, so I've not really cared that much. But now that he's with Halsey, I'm a little more excited to see what's going to go on.
I was going to say, I'm okay with his character, but it's everything else that I do not care for.
What do you think of the new Cortana model?
I kind of like the season one more, to be honest.
I kind of agree. But it's hard to tell because I wonder if it's just a dissonance with the voice coming out of like an actual human looking character. I know that's not the actress's voice. That's Jen Taylor. That's Cortana. And she does look a lot different. I do give a little bit of wiggle room for that because she does change looks every game, but it is weird. I'm not totally sure why they went from the CG Cortana to the human character Cortana. So I'm kind of like lukewarm on that.
Yeah, same. I mean, realistically, how much are we going to see her, And also, when are Chief and Cortana going to like reunite?
Probably on the way out of Reach, I would guess. Somehow, because that's the games is getting Master Chief on the ship.
Actually, how cool would that be? Is if this season or like season 3 started with Chief waking up on a ship and like the beginning of Halo Combat Evolved?
That would be cool. Just a shot by shot remake of the game.
Yeah, literally, pretty much.
I would probably like that more.
Like, just have that be the opening of just make the game shot by shot. I'm just kidding. I guess we kind of already talked about the predictions. So we're obviously seeing the fall of Reach, and then after the aftermath of that will probably be, like you said, getting to the Halo ring, or probably some conflict between Ackerson and Chief. Is Ackerson going to make it out?
I think so.
Is he going to live past the season?
I think so. He seems like the kind of guy to have a plan to get off, because he's saving all the most important stuff, right? And he probably sees himself as pretty important. And I feel like he's going to have something to do with the further Spartan program. Him and Halsey might do separate Spartan programs or something.
I will say he would be an interesting character, even if he's not always around, to be that character in the background that always shows up places. Like kind of like the overarching like character that you kind of like and you kind of don't.
And that would make sense because he's an Oni officer, right? He's like a spook, someone who works in the shadows. So that would make sense for the character.
And that'd be kind of cool because you can get future conflicts where like, him and Chief don't get along, but there's some freaking brutes and elites that they hate more. Enemy of enemies, friend. That thing. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, man. I agree with everything you said. The goods, the bads. Let's cut the storyline with Quan and all them, and they're not going to. Maybe once they're all connected, it will be a little better.
Maybe. I don't know. I still feel like her character needs to grow up a lot.
I have that storyline, though. That's the thing.
Okay, so I saw some predictions that I did not like, but I feel like they could happen, is that Quan is going to be part of the next Spartan program.
Oh, Lord have mercy on our soul. God.
Yeah.
The only good thing they can do with Quan is she goes down epically on Reach. That's about all they can do to...
Yeah, I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
I know, you're right.
One can hope.
God, I hope that's not true, dude. God, please no.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I'm like, no.
That would be awful. I wonder if season 3 has been confirmed or not. I think the show gets pretty good views.
Yeah, I think so too.
And this is the kind of show, if it keeps getting a little better, I'm okay to keep renewing it.
It has not been confirmed yet, but is expected to be renewed in the future.
I'm sure. I've seen the numbers on it, and it's pretty well received as far as views.
Yeah.
Actually, this season, I was looking at some reviews of this season. A lot of people like the season more.
It is better, for sure.
But that's not saying much, though.
Yeah, it still feels kind of Halo fanfiction-y. I think mostly just the changes and some of the unnecessary changes make it feel like that. But once I get past that, it'll be better.
You're right, though. If this wasn't named Halo, for me, this would be like 7 out of 10 so far. Like I think as a sci-fi show, it is an interesting show, but it's just not it's not Halo. I guess that's what's getting to me.
Yeah.
I'm like so conflicted because it's just not Halo, but like I'm actually entertained still.
Yeah, and there's some good
scenes. This season I'm entertained, I should say. Last
season.
We'll see. I will say this. I am excited to watch this weekly. It has actually gotten me excited to get to the day where it comes on. I'll say that.